Hi there, my name is Doug, and today we're going to do a little bit of a making for pets class. What we're going to do today is we're actually going to make what is called a snuffle mat for your dog. We'll go over a few things about what a snuffle mat is, why you should maybe make one, and why your animal would actually enjoy it. And then we're going to go over the physical building of the project. First and foremost, we'll give you just a little peek here. This is a snuffle mat. So what a snuffle mat is it is going to be something that your dog and various other pets, as a matter of fact, will need to kind of dig down into, and it engages their nose, engages a few different senses. They can dig into it without damaging things like carpet or any actual landscaping or stuff like that you've got. And it'll let them get that energy out so that they can be healthy. It's a fun, interactive way for you to play with your pets. Like I said, this is mostly going to be a dog-based toy, but there are a few other things cats might enjoy, trying to get into that and sort of working their way into that fabric and things like that. You might even find that, larger rodents, things like chinchillas or ferrets or something like that, might enjoy digging around in there and trying to find some treats that way. Like I said, this is going to engage a lot of natural behaviors. So in dogs especially, this is going to engage their nose and let them really sniff out treats and food and stuff like that. One of the other things that this actually does, if you have a pet that takes too much joy out of eating and they eat so fast and they get sick, this is actually a great way to slow that down. They can't get in there and just swallow big gulps of air and food all at the same time, making them sick. They'll have to dig and work at it and eat a few little pieces and kind of go from there. Like I said, this is going to be, mostly a dog-based thing. So first and foremost, when you're making for pets, you want to make sure that this is pet safe. So what I've actually got here is a little bit of fleece. A lot of people will make these with various felts and things like that, but making sure that it is entirely a natural fabric and not a, processed fabric or plastic or something like that, just in case they get excited and eat a little string or something like that. It's not going to be too big of an issue. Since we're talking about making sure things are safe, you are going to want to make sure that this is something that you feel your pet is, that you are comfortable with your pet playing with. If you don't feel like you want to leave them with this, do not leave it with them. Give them time with it. Do stuff like that. You can take it away, make it a toy, do stuff. You can do various different things that way. Now that we've talked a little bit about this, we're going to spend the rest of this video kind of going over what it actually takes to make this and talking a little bit more about materials and stuff like that. You can see mine here is it's actually done in stages. So right here across the top, and it's kind of hard to see on my camera, I've got two different colored fabrics. They're very similar, but two different colored fabrics. Down towards the middle here, you can see this part that's laying a little bit flatter. That's actually just a set of those knots done in one color. And then all the way at the bottom here, you can actually see the mat that I'm tying off to. And we'll go ahead and start there. This mat is just a little sort of silicone rubbery mat that you would actually throw in your sink to help drain various dishes and stuff like that. This is by no means the end-all be-all set of instructions to make one of these. I have seen people make these with like milk crates. And as a matter of fact, with a milk crate, you can tie knots up the side and make it really deep and dig into that way. But I find that these little mats, they're very cheap. You can find them on Amazon. Various different home sale places are going to have something like that to go in your sink. From there, like I said, my fabric is actually just this little light fleece, real thin, little stretchy. It does tend to kind of come apart into tufts. That's better. You don't want something that is going to come apart into one big long string, because if that gets into the dog, it could in fact cause some damage. It could make them sick or something like that. So you want something, a lot of times you'll find things that, fall into these little tiny bits. You can see I can even pull even more little bits off of this and kind of go from there. Those are going to be small. They're going to negligible impact your pet because they're going to be able to pass right through and go from there. So to make one of these, I'm going to show you the back here. These are just a series of knots. You're going to take one color, and you can see right down here, you're going to take your first color, and you're just going to tie through one of these little loops here. From there, once you're done with that, we're going to grab our second set of colors and just fill in the rest of those holes. So I'll go over a couple with you real quick. I find it's easier to kind of work from the top down, or I'm sorry, from the bottom up, so that you have all of this extra fabric just sort of laying down and out of your way. So let me grab one of my strips right here, and we'll talk about the strip. So this is my strip. This is just a little strip. I cut these to about an inch. They're maybe, I don't know, 7, 8 inches long, enough that when I tie this into a loop, you get these little dangles, and that's what's really going to make the Snuffle mat. You can go smaller. I've seen people really go and take this down to like, you want an exact 1 inch that's 3 inches long. It's entirely up to you. Like I said, color and stuff like that is something you can play with. If you have a color your dog enjoys, throw that in there, make it nice and go from there. So we're going to take my little strip, and I'm going to show you the back here because I find it easier to tie from the back. And these strips, this color, are going up and down on my board, whereas my other color is going left to right. So I'm going to take this, I'm just going to feed it right through here and right through the hole in front of it. And I'll let you see in just a moment that even when this is not in there, you can see I've just pulled through both of those holes. You're going to line these up, make them pretty even. Doesn't have to be exact. Your pet's not going to measure. We're going to take that, and then we're just going to tie a general square knot. Left over right, right over left, not a big deal. If you really think your pet is going to be able to pull this apart, tie really, really tightly. But I find I don't have to tie too tight. You can actually see that knot right there. That's my new knot. You can see it right here. And it just goes, like I said, up and down. You're going to spend a lot of time on this project. It's going to be, I don't even know how long. You're going to spend a lot of time tying knots onto this. This is a perfect project to do while you're watching TV. If you spend time outside a lot, this is a project you can take with you. As a matter of fact, I've got just a bag with all of my pieces. You can cut your strips up, have them ready to go, and that's that. When it comes to tying your second color, let me go ahead and get one of those. When it comes to tying your second color, I find what really helps, I'll show you the back here again, is you're going to come in from the side. You're going to take your finger, and you can kind of see where my finger is through this mat here. We're going to go right here, and we're just going to kind of move all of that extra fabric out of the way until you can see your finger like that. Now, this is only going to work if you have a mat like mine, which is transparent, but it is something you can at least kind of feel. And what I like to do is take this, and apologize if you can't see, I'm going to kind of work backwards here. We're going to feed from one side and hold it with this hand. Take your other side, and you're going to feed it down through the same hole. But because you've already split that material and separated those little bits, with your left hand, you're going to be able to grab both of them. You can see I'm all the way through right up in here. Same thing as before. You just want to make sure that you're going to get all of those little strands out of the way and just tie this knot off again. So once you've got that knot tied off, and I've got a lot of material getting in my way, that will happen. Don't let that stop you. Just keep tying knots. I'm going to have one more strand. And you can, like I said, you can't really see it with my color scheme, but I'm going to have one more strand done right there. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope your pets enjoyed this project. And this is just one of a few projects we're going to do for a pet-based line of things. Because making is not only for you, it can be for other people, and it can be for our pets as well. So I hope you got enough out of this. If you have any questions, you can always give us a call during our open hours. Any of the staff members on the phone can help you out with that. But this is something you can do at home, and it's relatively cheap. I think I've spent a total of maybe $2 or $3 on this mat and maybe $5, $10 in material. So it's a really nice, cheap project for you to use. Again, my name is Doug, and I hope you have fun with this project, and we hope to see you in the Spark Place very soon.